Good morning. I just want to thank everybody for the support, for the well wishes, and thank you for your prayers. Thank you for joining us in the struggle at the toll gate, for sounding the alarm, and for alerting the public. I thank you for witnessing what happened at the toll gate. Most importantly, my brothers and sisters at the toll gate, I've never met a finer set of people in my life. I'm sorry I haven't said anything in a couple of days. I didn't realize I'd sustained some injuries, and I had to get treated for that. I especially want to thank a few people who, at the risk of their own safety, came out to get me as my own life was being threatened. My life was being threatened for speaking up, and thank you Obi, thank you Big N, thank you Jimmy. Thank you so much. Thank you to Ahis, Breeze, Richard. Thank you, Mr. P. Thank you all for getting me out safely. I don't want to talk too much. I just want to clear a few things that I've been seeing online. To our leaders, I urge you, please, do not minimize the suffering of families. Do not insult the grief. Do not insult the grief of Nigerians. Do not insult the intelligence of Nigerians. Do not insult the pain that families are facing. People were falling left and right. Yes, there were soldiers there. Another part that people are not really talking about, the police also came. The SARS people were talking about, they also came. Some maybe 40-45 minutes after the soldiers left. We were tear gassed. Tear gas is like pepper, right? It's like Cotonou pepper mixed with acid. It's like we were running. This our, what they call it, our coconut hair generation. We would run, we would come back, we would run, and the only thing we fought with was our flags. We would sit on the floor and raise our hands up, waving our flags and singing the national anthem. That's all we had. They put off the lights. Even if there's no power on a good day in that axis, there's always light at the toll gate. There was no light. The lights were off. The street lights were off. It was pitch black. I'm sorry. A boy jumped on me and was shouting, "Cover her, cover her." I didn't even understand why he did that. They shot that boy on my back. I fell, and while the soldiers were trying to pick their shells, we were running around and picking their shells too because we wanted proof. These are some of the shells we picked. This one I call my own because this landed right next to my ear. This one was one we took out from someone's lap. The military, they were there on Nigerian soil, killing Nigerian citizens. The police and their SARS-like people came doing the same thing, aiming and shooting. Aiming, not They were pointing the gun at us and shooting live bullets. Who takes live bullets to protest? Who does that? So to my to our leaders, please, I urge you to please not insult the intelligence of Nigerians and the families. Something I think about now in hindsight, just I wish we hadn't done it, but we carried dead bodies and dropped at the feet of the soldiers so that they could see what they did to us. When I asked the unit commander or something, why are you killing us? I wish we didn't do that. I wish we kept the bodies, because they ended up throwing the bodies in their van. This was up until the next day, the next morning. Anyway, I wanna thank Mr. Ola, who.
Can you tell me how this all started? What turned this city into violence?
Wow, it's really crazy for everyone out here. It's a horrible time. And if this was yesterday, I probably wouldn't have been able to take this call because I was extremely distraught. It was a horrible incident. But it started probably about 2 weeks ago, roughly about 2 weeks ago, on the 8th of October. Myself and another artist named Runtown, we had shared on our Twitter and Instagram pages that we were gonna do a walk, just a march, a peaceful protest against all forms of police brutality, all forms of police misconduct in general. And we did that with the hashtag #EndSARS. The hashtag was already in existence. You know, this is something that was already a big thing on social media, but no one had actually gone ahead to do a physical protest. So we decided to take that extra step. So we went out on the 8th, I think it was a Tuesday. We went out and probably were expecting maybe around about 50, 100 people, but probably got around about 2,000 people or so that came out on that very day. And it was huge. You know, we did a march to a police station, which has some high-ranking officers here in Lagos. And we handed in a petition just saying that the youth as a group were very unhappy with, you know, the way things were going. And we were really furious about police brutality, police harassment, police extortion, and you know, enough is enough. Basically, everyone was standing up. You know, everyone was lending their voice to this particular cause. So from that day up until now, back to back, it's been a different state in the country, because there's 36 states in total.
Right.
But apart from that very one on that day, we didn't even have to call for people to come out in other states. Everyone just trooped out, and you know, on their own.
Are you afraid for your own safety?
I'm not afraid for my life. I'm not afraid for my life, because where we are right now, I feel like I could easily die by anything else anyway. You know, like there's a sheer man, I don't even know where to start from. We have non-existent healthcare, for example. We have a seriously high level of poverty. There's unemployment. We're in a critical state because of how much corruption and just mismanagement of funds that we continue to see on a daily basis. So if I don't come out to sort of complain about the state of things, I could sit down and, you know, I could have an accident on my way to work or something, and I could die as a result of that, because the state of the healthcare is nothing to write home about. We don't even have proper hospitals. Our hospitals aren't well equipped. You know, people have to travel abroad to get proper healthcare. And every Nigerian, and we keep on saying this, every single Nigerian is one sickness away from passing away. So what kind of life am I living anyway? Like, why should I be afraid of dying? I'm going to die anyway. So what's the point?
Falz, let me ask you, because some of the things you're saying resonate quite strongly with what's happening in the United States, certainly the racial uprising for justice, and obviously the need for equal health care and the like. And you know, it's playing very heavily into the presidential election right now. I guess I want to ask you whether you feel a sense of solidarity coming from the US and other places where politicians, government leaders, and you know, singers, artists, rap artists are basically, you know, saying that they're supporting you. Do you feel a sense of solidarity?
In a way, yeah, and you know, but I feel more. It's more depressing to think about what we're going through because